So, now you got a big payday with a big stock option, huh?
Yeah, I earned it. All those big deals I did with NCT. And millions of dollars of revenues and sales.
Well, you've done a great job, Rod.
Meet Rod.
Hi.
A young software salesman on his way to achieving his Silicon Valley dream.
Thinking about opening up a green tech company.
Really?
Daniel H. writes, use this in your film class as an example of how not to make a film. Alternatingly mind-numbingly boring and wooden character establishment and hilariously amateur and childish action sequences, everything, and I mean everything, is wrong with this movie. It has no redeeming qualities except maybe that the eagle gifs that they used to composite the birds into the attack scenes were pretty high quality.
Meet Natalie, a beautiful young fashion model driven by passion.
I remember you now. You were my English class.
I was.
Yeah.
So how come you never made a pass at me in school?
Throw true love into the equation and anything is possible.
Quite possibly the finest film ever committed to VHS tape. Chris M. writes, until I saw this film, I thought Alien Siege was bad. This film redefines the meaning of bad. In fact, this film is so bad that it is difficult to actually believe you are seeing what you are seeing. And for those who think there is art, or irony, or a challenge to accepted culture in this film, there isn't. It's just rubbish, and all the deluded apologists in the world will not alter that one fact.
I was wondering if we can keep in contact.
Sure.
How big was the sale?
$1 million.
In other news today, the population of polar bears is declining rapidly.
5 stars. This film is captivating for its action-packed sequences and suspenseful plot, complemented by moving performances and stunning visual effects. Subtle environment themes woven throughout the film make it thought-provoking as well. Elliot M. writes, half star. Birdemic Shock and Terror is a lazy excuse for a movie, with this having some terrible CGI, which not only makes it look half done, but makes it look like a 7-year-old did it. The story itself makes no sense, and there are hardly any good characters. Back to the CGI, this movie came out in 2008. The Dark Knight came out that year, and while it doesn't use much CGI, when it did use CGI, it looked realistic. The story itself, again, is just terrible, with it going all over the place. While watching it, I could never understand what was happening. This movie could have been good if it didn't have to deal with birds killing people. That's right, birds. A better story, better characters, better CGI, and an overall better director. I would not recommend this film to anyone unless you hate someone's guts. No, wait, sorry. Unless you hate someone's gut. Gut. Just gut, okay.
Hi, my name is Jerry Owens. I'm from Solar Power Accessories.
This morning, flocks of seagulls and crows were found dead in downtown San Jose and along Highway 101.
Hey, I thought I told you to stand back. These birds are contaminated.
The crows and seagulls also...
Joel J. writes, Shock and Terror. Yeah, right. One of the worst CGI effects. It's a comedy without the birds appearing. Kathy writes, half star. OMG, we couldn't even stomach watching the whole thing. We made it as far as the 2 couples in the parking lot at the hotel swatting at birds that aren't even there. I can officially say that the worst 1/3 of the movie I have ever seen. Acting across the board is subpar at best. Ugh, horrid movie. Whoever allowed this thing to be produced and aired should be waterboarded. Horrible.
caused an accident on Highway 101. Authorities are investigating the cause of their death.
Rod, let's get out of here.
Matthews S. writes, it's a fantastic movie, representing the problems of a modern society. The actors' interesting portrayal of frustrated people in a dystopic future is shocking and exciting. 5 stars. Caleb writes, not sexy, not scary. I don't know what this movie was trying to accomplish, bruv. Marcus with the Flappy Bird profile pic writes, cinematic masterpiece. We could take his word for fact. Samuel F., a well-known film man, I think, writes, an utter disaster, period.
I think they're eagles. What's going on?
Emma K. writes, movies are not supposed to follow every single thing the character does. We don't really want to see him getting gas. To which I argue, no, getting gas was an integral part of the story, and you clearly misunderstood the point. Kevin writes, Cinema has finally attained perfection.
This is Birdemic. Don't you fucking forget it. Don't you fucking regret it. Who will survive? Why?
Dan T wrote a whole essay. Oh my god, alright. Birdemic may be one of the scariest movies I have ever seen, or the best romantic thriller I have ever seen. I was very surprised to see how amazing this movie was on a $10,000 budget. The special effects looks like they were done with some advanced program for what I believe called Photoshop. This allowed the actors to have a bit more freedom with their role. Apparently photoshopping birds in from the actors swinging objects is James Nguyen's specialty. I was very surprised to see how well the movie was edited. The audio changes constantly, words don't usually match up correctly, or even silence graces us for moments at a time. James Nguyen wanted to do this to add a very realistic atmosphere to his film, and gosh darn it, it really had a big impact on me as a viewer. The biggest thing about this movie I was impressed with was its message. A lot of terrible, but for some reason, critically acclaimed movies such as Exorcist, The Thing, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Assault on Precinct 13, and The Hills have eyes go for the scary and well-done attempt at a horror film. James Nguyen focuses on what's most important, a proven scientific fact that global warming is coming and we need to stop destroying our trees and the rest of our planet.
I'm not worried about those black birds. They're not the dangerous animal. It's the human species that's the dangerous, menacing, and terrifying animal.
So, let's scroll down and see what the first review is. Natalie O writes, "So utterly awful? It is good."
This is Birdemic. Don't you fucking forget it. Don't you fucking regret it. Who will survive?
Why would birds do something like that? I mean, why would they just attack?
I don't know.